Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, we jumping right into the letter. I have not read the letter, so we are reading it together. I know a lot of people don't believe that because most YouTubers have, do a lot of preparation and editing, but we keep this thing real and raw over here. So, like, as I've told you, if it's a bad letter, hey, we got to have a bad letter together. All right? Because I'm giving my time, so you giving your time. You got to take the good with the bad with the good. Hi, Tony. I first want to thank you so much for the wealth of knowledge that you have poured into my life. My journey of healing is much better because of you. Hey, thank you very much. That really means a lot. Question. Every relationship I've had has been toxic. Things would start off great, but would slowly turn for the worse. I was under the impression that I was dating grown boys, which very well may be true. But I recently thought of another connection, and I wonder if this is the deeper meaning of my toxic relationships. Thinking back, comma. Hey, now this is here. Use some punctuation in here now. All right. Thinking back, comma. Okay. After meeting my family, things would always change. My family consists of a lot of women with no husbands. No in all caps. My mom and dad have been together for 45 years. Their relationship is love-hate. My dad had abused drugs my entire life. My mom has diabetes and has had both legs amputated. Growing up, my dad constantly stole from us, lied to me, and slept in a tent in the backyard when my mom wouldn't allow him in the house. As an adult, my dad shows up on my job asking for money, has taken my car, and sets a bad example for my children. He serves as the caretaker for my mom, but when he is MIA, that becomes my responsibility also. With each relationship, the guy I'm dating has tried to help me distance myself from my family and become a stronger person towards them. But in the end, it always seems like he becomes another person on my list who takes from me and tries to control me. Will I not have a good relationship until my family is out of my life? Whew, nah, that's a heavy one right there. That is a heavy one right there. Now, see, listen, I heard the saying from my dad growing up. He would say, once a man, twice a child. And meaning a baby, then you a man, and then you got to be taken care of in old age. Once a man, twice a child. And, and in the good book it says, honor thy father and mother, and your days shall be long on this earth. And my parents always remind me, that's the only commandment with a promise. And so I say that to say, they won't be here forever. But it also does not mean you should put your life on pause for them. What it does mean is you need to stop introducing your boyfriends to them. And you need to keep them separate. And you need to distance yourself in the sense of don't let their drama and what they have going on come into your relationship. See, what I bet is happening here, and this is what happens with a man. What I bet is happening here, for one, you have children. So any man that comes into your life, because you said my children, you didn't say my child. Any man that comes into your life, your children will be his responsibility. So the fact that you have children and men are entertaining you, that means that you're good enough. That means that you still got the right aura and energy, and you still coming to the table with enough to where a man sees you as a potential mate. Now, what's happening is when he meets your family, that's when he see the whole hood. He see the whole hood, okay? I had my aunt, she passed away probably in her 60s. She had diabetes and had to have her legs amputated. My grandmother had both of her legs amputated. I don't think it was from diabetes. One was from gangrene and the other one was from something to do with smoking, I think. So I was told. So I've seen that, and that's a tough state to be in. And now your dad being on drugs, I have a lot of uncles and aunts that was on drugs my whole life. And I remember those days too. I remember my cousin when he was on drugs, he used to steal my grandma Ensure. You know, Ensure is the drink that you drink to help you when you're in old age, help your bones and stuff, and help you give you some nutrients. My cousin used to steal my grandma Ensure because she had cases of it that would come from Medicaid or Medicare, whoever was paying for it. Used to steal her Ensure and go in the street and sell it. And then start stealing my grandma dresses. And it's like, cuz, now you know grandma ain't got no legs and she need them dresses. And now you stealing the dress. Who you stealing grandma dress to? Grandma was born in 1925. Who is buying her dresses? Cause them dresses ain't the latest fashion. So what's going on, cuz? And I remember my uncle, he used to get my grandma grocery money and she'll give him $80 and he'll come back with a jug of milk and an excuse and be done spent the other $78 on drugs. And so what you going through with your daddy, I done seen that. And I'm gonna tell you, when a man come into your life and he see that, cause see, one thing about men is we know a user when we see one. We know somebody that use drugs when we see one. We know people that, and see, diabetes, a lot of times we attribute it to genetics, but what I see diabetes coming from the most is poverty and a lack of education. What I mean by that is, when I got with my wife and she's a medical student, I started to learn more about the body. And then I understood that, you know what? Mountain Dew make us feel good because we tired, so it give you a boost. But we don't know what all that sugar is doing to our insides unless you go to school and you take science classes, biology or what have you, to learn what sugar does, what dye does to the body. And so when we don't have education, you just eating what make you feel good. So my whole family would just eat fried pork chops for dinner, fried chicken for dinner, fried chicken in the morning with grits, pour the whole jar of sugar into the grits, sugar grits, salt grits with salty catfish, fried catfish. Grease be just the old and full of lard, and then you drinking it, you washing it down with some lemonade that's full of sugar, the whole thing of sugar in the lemonade or the sweet tea. And so every day we going into sugar comas every day with the way that my family would eat. And then everybody got diabetes. Now some people genetically predisposed, but so when a man comes into this situation, he see a daddy that's on drugs and he see a mom that's her legs is amputated due to diabetes. So what he sees is a poverty mind state, poverty mindset. So then what he views you as is vulnerable. He views you and he says, okay, I bet she's stressed. I bet she's weak. I bet she's desperate. I bet she's frustrated. I bet she's stretched too thin. She's a single mom. The sad and unfortunate thing about most men that you're gonna meet, until you meet the one, is that most men will give you what he sees you already getting. So if he sees that you have normalized stress, he'll give you more stress. If he sees you've normalized peace, he'll give you more peace. If he sees that you are accustomed to the finer things of life and you have a level of standards, then he will give you the finer things of life and meet you at your level of standards. If he sees that you come from nothing, or you come from the bottom, or you come from the struggle, you come from the hood, you come from poverty, you come from no education or low education, the area, then he puts you in a box and he judges you. And that is why you said, with each relationship, the guy I'm dating has tried to help me distance myself from my family and become a stronger person towards them. But in the end, it always seems like he becomes another person on my list who takes from me and tries to control me. Will I not have a good relationship until my family is out of my life? You can have a good relationship with your family in your life, but this is where emotional intelligence comes in, and you being able to manage your family and not introduce the man that you're dating into your family drama. Keep that totally separate so that you never let him see you sweat, even if you have to wear a towel around your neck. You never let him see you sweat. So what he sees is you managing life as a single mother. So he will see power, presence, control, strength, energy, and that's what he will want to replicate in your life. But if he sees stress and frustration, then he will replicate that in your life. And so what happens is he first wants to see, are you strong enough to say no to your parents when they need you for something crazy? Can you say no? If he sees that you struggle saying no, and if you struggle setting boundaries, then he loses respect for you. And now he will become a taker. The average man. A good man will probably still leave you, but he just won't take advantage of you in the process. A good man just because he's a good man does not mean he will subject himself to family chaos and family drama that he sees you can't manage. He'll say, okay, no, we're not compatible. Like, I'm not going to try to change you. I'm not going to try to control you, but you haven't done enough work in your life to be able to set boundaries with your toxic family and to be able to say no and to be willing to do what it takes in order to create those boundaries. You are a slave to every whim of your family. And if that's the case, we're not compatible, because he says, I don't allow my family to run over me or take advantage of me. And he may have a similar story. His mom may be an addict, but he's learned how to tell her no. So see, what a good man wants to do is he wants to come in and he wants to meet his match. He don't want to carry you, just like you shouldn't have to carry him. He will speak into your life and he will try to help you grow. And if you take heed and you try to grow and you take and use some of his boundaries that he has learned how to talk and speak to his toxic family, if you use some of those tips and tools that he gives you, now y'all are growing together. Now he sees that, oh, okay, you just didn't have this information. So the same thing, vice versa. Because I know a lot of women say, oh, but we're supposed to carry the man, but then he don't want to carry. No, you're not supposed to carry a man. Who told you that? Who told you that? That's what you heard? You ain't hear that over here. You're not supposed to carry a man. You speaking to a man life. But if he don't want to become a grown man from a grown boy, then you got to go. See, my wife spoke into my life and I wanted to grow. So I changed. If I didn't want to grow and I didn't change, she would have went on about her business. So you have to understand that, remember, you teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. So just by the way you wrote the email lets me know I could feel your pain in the email. I could feel your struggle. I could feel that your family drains you. Just by you putting no in all caps when you said my family consists of a lot of women with no husbands. That right there, that drained me. You drained. Because you saying I got all these bitter, broken women who mad with the world, mad with men, ain't got no man. And then you went to talking about your mom and dad, and they've been together 45 years. And then the way you described it, their relationship is love-hate. So they would have been better off apart, and your life would have been better had your mom left your dad and you didn't have to deal with him or see him at all. But they stayed together, and that toxicity, you had to witness all that. And so you say your dad was on drugs your entire life, and your mom has diabetes with both legs amputated. And my grandma had a electrical wheelchair, so nobody had to push her. If your mama got one that she got to push herself, that's even more. Now she dependent. My grandma, she ride around on that thing and catch my cousin by the ankle and wear his butt out with no legs. Growing up, my dad constantly stole from us, lied to me, and slept in a tent in the backyard where my mom wouldn't allow him in the house. Your mama tried to teach him. She tried to help him. She tried to help him grow. But her heart was just so big, she just didn't want to kick him to the curb because she knew the streets would have devoured him. The streets would have killed him. And she loved him too much to just call the police on him and put a restraining order on him. And so she said, get out there in that backyard and you finna sleep out there in that tent. Now, sister, listen, I done seen a lot. I done heard a lot. I have never heard of a man sleeping in a tent in the backyard. And I guarantee you, 99.9% of the men that you meet and that you talk to ain't never heard of a man sleeping in a tent in the backyard because his woman won't let him in the house because he abusing drugs. That right there story right there, that right there, that take your life story to a whole nother level. You're going to be able to be a toxic family life coach on mymentor.life. You're going to be able, when you come on the other side of it, as you working through this and you finding your plan, you're going to be able to help other people because there ain't going to be a whole lot of people that's going to be able to say, my mama lost both of her legs. My dad is a drug addict who stole from us our whole life and he used to sleep in the backyard in a tent. It's not going to be a whole lot of people that story is going to rival yours. And this is one paragraph that you sent. So I can't imagine your whole life story. I can't imagine. So you're going to be able to be a coach and turn this pain into purpose. So make sure you click the link in the description. You're going to get your certification and you're going to start helping people as you learn and as you growing. That's going and that's going to help you grow too, because you're going to take and get other plans and hear things from your clients. But you're going to be able to help them like never before, because just to be where you are today, you did good. You did good. Because with all of this, a lot of times that affect the child to become a drug addict and to be, out and about. So you did good. But here's the other thing. I could tell you also need coaching. So as you helping others, you need to be getting help yourself. Because every step you take, you could teach somebody about the pitfall that you just came out of or that you just avoided. But for the next step you get ready to take, you need to be talking to a life coach to center yourself. Because what's happening here is you are using these men as therapists. So they coming into your life and you telling them your story and you giving them your sob story, which it is worth sobbing over. So I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, but you giving them your story and you dumping it on them as a therapist, and they're not a mental health professional. So therefore, because they are not a professional, they don't know what to do with your story. So when they try to help you, a lot of times to get distance from your family, a lot of times they say, oh, you broke, busted, and disgusted. You look like who shot John and forgot to kill him. So what I'm finna do, get you from your little family, and then I'm finna use you the way they've been using you, because you're already downtrodden, broken, and weak. And so you probably so insecure and got so much going on. Girl, I'm finna have you paying my bills. Girl, I'm finna have you invested in my business. Girl, I'm finna have you flipped and tossed. Girl, we finna be doing threesomes and foursomes. Girl, I'm finna just go ahead and take advantage of this here trauma you done been through. That's what a lot of men would do. So you have to realize this. Stop using your boyfriends as your therapist. Go to a therapist, you get your plan, or you go to a life coach, you get your plan, and then you implement your plan and you leave the boyfriend out of it. You leave him out of it so that he don't feel the need to put no cape on. Cause so you giving him the story, and that's why, because that's what you say. He tries to help you distance yourself from your family. He shouldn't even know about all that. Early on, that's your boyfriend. You see what I mean? When you dating boyfriend, girlfriend, that means two independent people who become interdependent in marriage. So when you independent, meaning you're not married, that means you got to handle your whole life, all your bills. I remember I was talking to a young man the other day, and he talking about his girlfriend coming to him, telling him, people asking her why he not helping pay her rent. I said, she got life messed up. I said, she got you bent. Don't no boyfriend pay no rent. That's a wife benefit. That's not a girlfriend benefit. Just because she feel like you finna go pro or something like that, she got life all twisted up. She with you for the wrong reason. If y'all ain't married, she need to be 10 toes down, taking care of herself. Just like I tell women, don't give a man husband benefits when he a boyfriend. I need you to understand as a woman, don't expect wife benefits when you're a girlfriend. So when it's a boyfriend, you keep him in boyfriend territory. Boyfriend territory, his only stress is planning the date. He's an event planner. That's his only stress. That's your only stress. When it's your turn to plan the date, trying to figure out where we gonna go, what we finna do, how we gonna make this night special. That's the only stress you need to have in boyfriend and girlfriend relationships. All that extra heavyweight lifting, that's marriage. That's when you interdependent. That's when you strengthening each other. See, dating, you two independent individuals, both of you coming together whole, like the Olympic rings. You whole and you just crossing over each other. And now you helping each other. And then in that middle right there, that's where that strength is, right there in the middle. But you came whole, he came whole, and now y'all just helping each other. And you forming your little heart. And then that's marriage. You see what I'm saying? So listen to me. So you have to realize it's just the relationship could work, but we don't get what we want. We don't get what we deserve. We get what we demand. We get what we negotiate. So when you come in, if you come in downtrodden, raggedy and rolled out, that man gonna look at you and that's all he could see you as. So you have to come in on your high horse, sitting up, posture good, emotionally intelligent, and you right and you ready. So now he sees, ooh, this woman about her business. Woo, this woman about her business. He mess around and overhear a phone call. What he hear? What do he hear? I'm not gonna be able to do that right now. Okay, and I'm a little tired of right now. I'll give you a call back. All right, love you, bye. That's what he hear. Instead, he hear a phone call with you. Your email let me know what he hearing. Why? Why me? Why do y'all always do this to me? I'm trying to take care of my kid. And y'all always... I just gave you $100 last week. And you stole my car key. And now I had to go get a new tire because you hit a nail. Oh my God. You know what? Okay, listen. I'm going to send $25 to Western Union. And you need to get up there and get it, Daddy. Bye. Oh, ain't finna do nothing but buy some drugs. Get on my nerves. I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with you. It's just, I got a lot going on with my family. And I'm stressed. And that's what he overheard. So now he like, oh, okay, all right. So what it does, unless it's a man of God that Jesus done called to put in your life, if the Lord ain't sent him to your life, he finna get the big eyes. Oh, okay. So your daddy on drugs and he could get money from you? Okay. Get a little pen. Let me see what I'm finna get for this business idea. Cause see, you have to realize most men is ruthless. Men, how many people can attest to a man kicking them when they down. It take a grown man not to kick you when you down. A grown man will help you up when you down. He might not want to be with you because he's not a mental health professional. And you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to be single and working on yourself. He may feel like that, but he ain't going to kick you when you're down. He may pay for your first 4 sessions, but it might not be his calling. He may realize, okay, I'm not her husband. Okay, I'm going to help her. I ain't going to do her dirty. I ain't going to kick her when she down. I ain't going to ask for no more money because I see her family already on her back for money. So I ain't going to do nothing wrong to hurt her, but I'm not going to be able to be here. Okay, I'm going to pay for these 4 sessions on my mental.life, and then I'm going to politely let her know, like, this not going to work. I want you to keep working on you. And yeah, a grown man may do that if he realize y'all not a fit. So what you have to realize is you are responsible for you. Don't expect a man to come in with a cape because ain't nobody coming to save you. So you have to take and put your foot down. And this is hard to do. It's hard to do for a lot of people. This ain't common now. So I know I'm an exception to the rule. The way I talk to my mama, the way I talk to my sister, the way I talk to any friends or family that come to me for money or for anything, I know I'm an exception to the rule. But I'm going to tell you this right here. To have peace in your life, that's what you're going to have to get to. And I'll tell you like this, right? I honestly had to come to terms in my heart that I may not have a relationship with certain family members. And I may sit at their funeral and have not spoke to them in months. I had to come to terms in my heart that I don't have a cross to die on. That I can't save nobody. That if they don't want to be helped and they don't want to change and they don't want to respect me, then I can't allow them to hinder my purpose and my life because they refuse to mature and to grow and to change, and they adults. I had to come to terms with that. And people will try to manipulate you and say, well, what you gonna do? How you gonna feel if something happened? I said, I feel okay. I will feel okay. Because when I read Jesus tell that man, let the dead bury the dead and follow me, I say that right there solved it in my spirit right there. That it ain't my place to try to carry no able-bodied adult who got a mind and can make decisions but choose to keep doing the wrong thing because they feel like I'm going to be they bailout. If me personally am in your situation, I wouldn't be giving my daddy a single dime. Wouldn't give him a dime. And I would not, and if he go to overstepping boundaries, I would have to sit my daddy in prison for stealing my car, stealing my keys. God. Yes. I'm calling. I had a theft, and yes, Jim Smith. Yes, I know who stole it. Yeah, he's 6'1", male, 150 pounds. You'll be able to find them at 123 Main Street. With my car. This is how the police return my car. I'll come pick it up from the impound. But yeah, this grand theft. Thank you. All right, bye. Got to go. I ain't telling you no lie. I'm not telling you no lie. Because I have family in prison right now. And people come to me. Why you don't get your family out? Why you don't get no clemency? Why you don't get your family? You know what I'm saying? You can make a lot of noise. You get them. No, I'm not finna get them out because they got themselves in there. I'm not finna go broke trying to get them out because they had a mind and they made decisions. They made choices. So I'm not finna use my resources and put my name on the line to get no friend or family out of prison when they made choices to get in there. Because I know them personally. If I knew they was innocent, that's a totally different story. But I do not know that they innocent. So I ain't got time for it. Because as far as I know, God might have sat them down because they're prison saving their life. Because had they stayed in the street, they probably would have got their brains blew out. And I had a cousin that happened to. He went to prison. He did 3 years. He came out. He got a good job. He was making $250 a week. I remember he came to me and he said, "Cuz, man, I can't do this $250 a week. I used to make this in an hour. I can't do this for no whole week. I got to go back. I got to go back to the streets, man. I got to spread my wings." I said, all right, cuz, you know what I'm saying? I'll take you back out there where you live. He was living out there in St. Petersburg. I remember seeing that exit 22nd Avenue or whatever that was out there in St. Pete, 4th Street, 5th Street, St. Petersburg. I went there, I dropped him off down there. 2 weeks later, we got a call. He in the streets dead. Got shot in the back of the head 2 times. That wouldn't have happened had he stayed in prison. That wouldn't have happened had he had to stay where he was. Now, if I wouldn't have took him home, somebody else would have took him home. But that really hurt me because I was the one who gave him a ride. I was the one who he called. Because around that time, I was doing my thing and I was kind of dibbly-dabbling in the streets. And so I was going to visit him in prison. And I remember one time I went to visit him in prison. He had a fat old swole lip. I knew that was from somebody punching him in the mouth. And it probably was somebody that he had issues with in the street. And when he went back to the streets, his life was most likely taken by somebody he had crossed or somebody he had robbed or somebody he had done something to. I knew personally that he was that type of person. I knew personally. So I knew that was going to come. So when I look at other people, I have to save them from themselves. My friends and family, I have to save them from themselves, because if I give them money, if I'm always there for them, if I'm always bending over backwards for them, they ain't going to never learn, they ain't going to never grow, they ain't going to never change. So I'm going to do a certain amount, and then I'm going to have my limit. And from there, you got to go without. You got to go without. My own family will call me. "Hey, Tony, can you get this right here for me?" I say, "Listen, I just gave you X amount of dollars last month. You had 4-5 times the amount of money to buy what you asking me for this month." Absolutely, I can't do it. "Well, I need this medical all right, okay. You're just gonna have to be blind as a bat, because I don't have it. Because I already gave to you. You should have did what you were supposed to do when I gave it to you." See, you have to set boundaries for your life. Because as long as you let your family take advantage of you and use you, yes, they will ruin your relationships. They will ruin your life. Because they will use you. See, when a person is depleted, they will deplete anybody else who gonna give them their oxygen supply, their food supply, their money supply. People look out for themselves. So if you don't look out for you, ain't nobody else gonna look out for you. Your daddy will take every dime you work for if you let him have it. And he will not worry about how you and your kids gonna eat, because he will be worried about his next high. And if your mama don't appreciate you and what you doing for her, you will have to let her roll around in that house on that wheelchair by herself until she can show gratitude. If she don't have nothing mental like dementia, that you know that's why she cussing you out. If her mind worked but she just lost her legs, then she need to be showing utmost gratitude. And if she ain't showing gratitude, Mom, you're gonna have to roll. You're gonna have to roll to the refrigerator. You're gonna have to grab the handle, get in that tub. I ain't gonna be able to do it. If I'm gonna be every name in the book, everything but a child of God, to where every single time I come over here, I'm feeling suicidal with what the words you done said to me. If it get the way it's like that, nah, you'll be better off finding you a foundation, or finding you applying for Medicaid or Medicare for, and finding you a companion, one of these home health agencies that could send a nurse over there, and they get paid for it by Medicaid. You see what I'm saying? You have to do what you have to do to create the boundaries and the space when you dealing with toxic family. And when you bring somebody into your life, and my wife had to live through a lot with me, with my family. And I'll be honest, so I can attest to this, what you going through. And yes, it could ruin a relationship. My wife cried many days because of my mama and my sister, with their bitter hearts and bitter spirits, because they were broke, busted, and disgusted and didn't have a man in their life. And I had to get to the point to where I had to check them. And I had to let them know, if you want to talk to me, don't ever in your life come out your mouth sideways to my wife again. Don't call my wife about nothing. Don't ask my wife about nothing. And listen here, you will get cut off for my wife if you don't know how to come with respect. Because if you disrespecting her, you disrespecting me. And that's who I done made a commitment to under God for the rest of my life. So she has to be respected. And so guess what? I don't subject her to being around them when they was bitter. Now they done changed their life. Now they don't give her no issues now. But our life done changed too. So it done been a blessing to them. But I let them know, don't ever speak an ill word about my wife to me. Don't say nothing negative about my wife when you talking to me. What you say outside of that, God hear that, and that's going to determine whether God soften my heart or harden my heart when you call me and you need some money, because God heard what you've been saying. So if I got a hard heart, if my spirit say no, God done seen something I ain't seen. If my spirit say yes, then God done seen that I'm the one supposed to be the blessing. So understand this right here. Just because you share the same blood with somebody don't mean that they have a birthright to lead you to your death certificate. Don't allow anybody to drive you to an early grave through stress. I remember reading that relationship stress increases your chances of a premature death by natural causes by 300 to 500%. Relationship stress. Now that relationship could be a relationship with toxic family, or that relationship could be a relationship with a toxic spouse or lover. But that relationship stress affects your body greater than work-related stress, death in the family-related stress, financial stress. Look, just think about it. You don't believe it? What has hurt your heart the most? Being broke or being brokenhearted by somebody that you're trying to love? Friend, family member, or lover? What hurts us the most as humans? Losing a family member or getting dogged out and mistreated by somebody we trusted with our heart? Because yeah, we hurt when we lose that family member, but we don't cry for many days. But when you get hurt in a relationship, you may be hurt for years to come. I done lost several family members. I watched my best friend die right in front of my eyes. And guess what? That pain did not last the way relationship pain stings and lasts. You hear me? The way relationship stress stings and lasts. I still was able to sleep. But with relationship stuff, and see, that's why I do what I do at the foundation, and that's what we got to understand. So you have to protect your relationships by having standards for your life and by creating boundaries in every area of life. So people know Monday through Thursday, you can't reach Tony on text after 7 p.m. or before 9 a.m. Boundaries. It's boundaries. 9 to 5 p.m. on Friday, you got to text Tony in that window. Saturday and Sunday, you ain't going to be able to reach Tony. Unless it's a special thing to where I'm not with my family and I could break that rule, then I do that. Or if it's something pressing or something real, then I do that. But other than that, boundaries. Talk to me in my work hours. 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday. I'm off Saturday and Sunday from all your text messages, everything you need. Wait till Monday, 9 a.m. Boundaries. Folks know, you going to get to come out the mouth wrong to Tony one time, and then you may never get to speak to him again. Folks know, you got to set boundaries. On this here line, you say something out the mouth, you say anything about my wife or kid, blocked immediately. You accuse me of something that I'm not doing, calling me a name or something, blocked immediately. You leave a stupid comment compared to somebody else, okay, you got your little warning. I see 3 stupid comments, blocked. Blocked. You're working for the devil. Some people pride themselves, oh, I never block anybody. All right, go right ahead. You let them dry your blood pressure up, go right ahead. God bless you. I ain't helping you pay for your blood pressure medicine. You're not finna run my blood pressure up. You're not finna stress me out. I'm not finna argue with you. I'm not finna debate with you. I ain't got nothing to prove to you. I'm not finna go back and forth with you. I'm turning you over to the Lord. He told me to cast my cares on the Lord. I care for you. I'm casting you to the Lord. I can't do it. I'm washing my hands. And I'm going to get 20 seconds too. And I'm washing these hands good. I'm washing all the way up to the elbow. I'm washing my hands with you. Lord, have your way. Have your way, Lord. Just like that. I got to go. I got to go. Because Jesus died on the cross so that you may have life. God did not call me to die so that you may have life. So I'm finna cast you to the Lord, because I have to have my peace, my sanity, so that I can focus on trying to figure out why God got me here on this earth. And if you getting in the way of that, and you finna run me to an early grave through stress, I got to be removed. I got to go. Hey, listen to me now. I listen to me. So this everybody that's dealing with this, set boundaries in your life and take care of you. Take care of you. And when you dating, don't expect nobody to help you. Don't expect nobody to carry you. You independent until you interdependent. So that means you independent until you marry. So don't use the person you dating as no therapist, as no counselor, as no life coach, as no nothing. All they there for is for bliss, fun, and happiness. Y'all talking, y'all building, y'all loving life, y'all having fun. You ain't stressing them and they ain't stressing you. Y'all setting boundaries and you normalizing peace. Stop normalizing toxicity in relationships with your lover and with your friends and with your family. Stop normalizing toxicity and normalize peace and prosperity. Every single person I talk to bring peace. If they don't bring peace, I ain't got the time. So go get the peace of the Lord and then come on back. Renew, whole, and change. And if you come back and I had to cut you off because you wasn't bringing peace, if you come back, you better come back with an apology and with a letter or a statement letting me know what you did to change. Don't just come back after being toxic and stressing me out and just come back like ain't nothing happened. Nope, come back and say, hey, I admit that I was wrong for the way I was talking to you and the way I was jumping to conclusions and the things I said. And I apologize for that. And I have prayed, I have repented. I've just really spent some time healing and growing. That's how you got to come to get back in. That's how you got to come. And then when you get back in, you're on probation. You're on probation. Because you offend again, got to go. Got to go. And then 3-strike rule. I'm finna Rico you. 3 strikes, hey, I don't even know what Rico means. 3 strikes, you're locked up. Lord. All right, Lord. Okay. 70 times 7. All right, it's on you. Lord, you have them. Just like that, listen. And you have to be unapologetic about your standards and about your boundaries. Because you were not called to live to die for anybody else. Over stress and over worry and over headache and frustration. So let people know who you are, what you need, what you expect. And sometimes what you're going to realize is tough love is what people need the most. Tough love, what people need the most. So listen, I'm doing for friends and family. And I'll do something. And when I do that there, hey, that right there, that's a lifetime of giving right there. What I did for you right there, $40,000 plus. Who in their life has somebody do something for them, $40,000 to $100,000? You can't keep coming with your hand out. Cause most people be lucky if somebody get them $25. So after I done some $40,000 to $100,000 for friends and family, if they keep coming back to me for more, oh no, they finna see the sole of my shoe. I ain't gonna kick them in the face. They just finna see it kicking up as I'm walking away. You hear me? Bend and pat. Bending them knees, patting them feet. They got to go. Hey, this Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Oh, remember, click the link in the description. Aspiring life coaches, you're not going to be able to get the certification for $500 much longer. So I'm telling you now. Don't say I ain't tell you. And the YouTube for beginners. Okay, you already got YouTube. It ain't for you. All right. For beginners, it's on pre-order until February 12th. February 11th be the last day you could get it now, because the course releases. The videos are available February 12th. They ain't available right now. They're available February 12th. Hey, link in the description. God bless you. We'll talk soon.